Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck you!
From this very moment, you realise the dark and ominous journey you've taken with Far Cry 3. The third entry in the series takes the games back to its original roots, that of a lush tropical island. Following on from the second game set in African savanna, Ubisoft has successfully created another living, breathing world. While a tropical paradise may sound like a pleasant backdrop for a video game, make no mistake, this game has extremely dark themes and intense violence. The story begins on a light-hearted note, but after human traffickers catch the protagonist Jason Brody and his friends, the story goes down a nightmarish path where Jason is fighting to survive and rescue his friends. The narrative is always interesting, and the game is filled with twists and turns that will keep you guessing until the screen fades to black. Sadly, however, the characterization of the protagonist is very poor, as they're the classic cliché good guys with no redeeming, exciting qualities to engage with and create a bond with the character. Their goals within the game are bland and boring. On the other hand, the antagonist's sadistic, psychopathic personalities make them compelling and addictive, creating a stimulating narrative and attention-grabbing action. It's not that the game doesn't try to create an emotional connection between the protagonist and viewer. You just might find yourself favouring the antagonists and bad guys more so than the heroes of the story. Exploring a massive tropical island is fun, with many side missions to play. Another single mission type feels like a waste of time. The player becomes immersed in the scenery, sitting atop a mountain looking down into blue oceans and opulent yellow sand. The sophisticated computer graphics are used to their maximum effect in this game. The visuals are stunning and very realistic. The gun models and facial expressions are particularly spectacular, with some of the best motion capture ever seen in a video game. Of course, there is a downside to this, with occasional graphical glitches causing slight hiccups in the gameplay and frequent clipping issues with the characters unnaturally passing through one another, but this does not ruin the satisfaction at any point. For a first-person shooter, Far Cry has a large variety of gameplay and missions. While you have your stereotype shooting missions, you also have tasks that require you to burn down marijuana cops, car cases, and other absorbing, non-action dream sequences. Each job is a fresh experience time after time. All the vehicles in the game, from jet skis to attack helicopters, help add to the gameplay in more ways than you would think, each having unique handling and controls. As you complete more missions, skill points are unlocked that give you abilities to assist you in combat. It's a great system, and it's an exciting incentive to level up your character. Like several other new games in the market, Far Cry also includes hunting and skinning of animals. While it's not vital, doing this helps you create new pouches to store your guns, ammo, and items. The only criticism is that it takes excessive amounts of ammunition to take down animals, creating an unrealistic aspect to a game that tries so hard to look and feel genuine and true to life. That aside, it's a good diversion and a relatively good fallback from the action. Like most contemporary games in the market, Far Cry 3 comes with competitive and multiplayer modes. These are well implemented modes, and although while playing you do come across severe lag and disconnects, it's a well-paced and guilty pleasure. There are approximately 10 maps for your online avatar to run around. In addition to this, there is an extensive in-game map creator for players to craft their own levels, giving new experiences for their friends and the public to play. The multiplayer promotes and rewards teamwork. You have to work with your teammates to survive and succeed. Strategy is key, especially in co-op. Ubisoft have taken an interesting approach with the co-op, as it takes 6 months prior to the events of the story mode, and you play as completely 4 different characters, and they're even less interesting than the previous story counterparts. Though the competitive activities are just as good. For example, one activity has you racing on quad bikes trying to plant bombs at the demolition site, which requires speed and precision if you're going to win against your friends. The gun upgrades and abilities also keep you coming back to this mode. However, finishing all the co-op missions doesn't take long, so hopefully Ubisoft will release downloadable content in the coming months. Far Cry 3 is a very well designed game, and a whole lot of fun to play. However, it has several shortcomings, the main one being the lack of characterization. Nevertheless, these do not interfere with the player's enjoyment. Its sprawling open world landscape is unforgettable, and this game is so deep with content that the hours will just fly by as you attempt to hunt the wildlife, kill the pirates, and save your friends. Welcome to the jungle.